Hey everyone. All right, so according to the Google form, you had the most questions about number 7, number 9, and number 13. So I'm going to go over those with you right now. So I'm going to start with number 7. So on number 7, we see y equals negative x, and we want to graph that. So slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. Okay, so we see the negative x, and we need to understand that when we see negative x, it's understood that that's a negative 1 in front of that x. So that's our slope, negative 1. Now the b, we don't see that part, and that's because the y-intercept is just at 0, 0. So instead of writing y equals negative x plus 0, you can just leave that part off. So the y-intercept is actually going to be at 0. All right, so negative x is negative 1x. And we're looking for rise over run for slope. And all we see is that negative 1. So all we have to do is just simply put a 1 underneath it, because negative 1 divided by 1 is still negative 1. So rise over run, this means that our graph is going to be moving down 1 unit and to the right 1 unit. So from the y-intercept, I'm going to move down 1 to the right 1, down 1 to the right 1. And you can see how that line is going to form from there. And I am going to try my best to draw that out straight. Ooh. Being a little OCD here. All right. So y equals negative x. That is what that graph is going to look like. All right, number 9. All right, number 9, we see y equals negative 5x minus 6. So we want to graph that. So I'm going to start with the y-intercept. I see minus 6, so that means that the y-intercept is going to be on the y-axis at negative 6. And then the slope, I see a negative 5. Slope is negative 5. All right, so the y-intercept is at negative 6. So I'm going to go to the y-axis, and I'm going to go down 6 units. So the y-intercept is going to be right here. All right, now this one's a little weird because I always start at the y-intercept, and then I do the slope from there. This one's going to kind of go off the graph, and that's going to irritate me just like it probably irritates you. So because the slope is negative 5, again, I'm looking for rise over run. So since it's just a negative 5, I simply put a 1 underneath it, and I have my rise over run. So this graph is going to be moving down 5 units and over to the right 1 unit. Again, bear with me. So if I'm at my y-intercept, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, going off the graph, and then over 1 unit. So that means, you know, I'm going up 5 and over 1 the other direction, just to keep that line straight. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over 1. And, you know, I'm going to try and draw that line the best I can. So that is what negative 5x minus 6 should look like graphed. And then we had questions about number 13. Okay, number 13. John has savings of $6 He plans to save $2 every week from his weekly allowance for the next 4 weeks. Does the graph show the relationship between the number of weeks from now and the money saved by John per week? Okay, so he's starting out with $6. So before he even starts saving at 0 weeks, he should have $6. And we see that right here on the graph. Okay, so that makes sense. And then he plans to save $2 every week. All right, so if he has $6 and he's saving $2 the next week, then he should have $8 after 1 week. So if I look here at 1 week, he does have $8. Okay, so then he's going to save $2 after that the next week. So after 2 weeks, he should have saved another $2, and he would have $10. So yes, this graph does look correct. So I can eliminate A and B. So letter C is saying yes, because the slope of the graph is 6 and the y-intercept is 2. Okay, the y-intercept. Here's the y-axis. Here's the y-intercept. Y-intercept is 6. This says the y-intercept is 2. Absolutely not. So letter D is saying yes, because the y-intercept of the graph is 6 and the slope is 2. Y-intercept is 6 and he is saving $2 per week. So that means that yes, the slope would be 2. Okay. I hope that helped. If you have any other questions, please email me, and have a good Wednesday.